Redskins.
Yeah, stepping out of their comfort zone in the district, playing some tougher teams, and win or lose, playing those teams is nothing but great experience for your young kids.
And so tonight, the Redskins will try to take a commanding lead in the standings of the district as they play these same Sweetwater Wildcats. On the mound for the Redskins will be right-hander Dawson Walker, and on the mound for the Wildcats will be Baylor Dugan. And so they'll strap it up here in just a few moments and get this second game of the series underway. And Scott, you've got some numbers and some standings to talk about in district action.
Yeah, just to bring everybody up to date on what we got right now. First of all, the two games in the district tonight, obviously Sweetwater's at Loudon, Sequoia's at Meigs County. Atop the district standings, you have Loudon in first with a 6-1 district record, 11-5 overall, followed by the Sweetwater Wildcats at 5-2, 6-9 overall. Third would be Meigs County at 4-3 in the district with a 9-3 overall record, so they've done pretty good outside of district play. Behind them, you've got Polk at 3-3 and 3-7 overall, followed by McMinn Central at 1-5, 5-11 overall, and in last place you have Sequoia at 1-6, 4-7 overall.
And so the Redskins' one loss in district action came on the back end of the doubleheader that they played with Polk County here a few weeks ago, and that's where the one loss comes into play. The Wildcats had lost to Meigs County as they split their two games down there, and then last night picked up the second loss as the Redskins got on the board early with 3 in the first. And Scott, the offense woke up some last night for the Redskins.
Yeah, that's good to see. I know the past two games against Webb and McMinn County, Bats struggled just a little bit. The run production wasn't there like we're used to. But it's nice to get back in district and see your bats wake up, and hopefully it'll carry over tonight.
We'll have you some starting lineups in just a moment. You're going to listen to Redskin action right here on WLNT 96.1 and RedskinRadio.com.
You can watch live coverage of Loudon Redskin soccer with Marvin Fiesel. Find it at RedskinRadio.com. Just scroll down the page and look for the player box. Live coverage is made possible by Barnard Construction and insurance agent Nick Jones. Follow Loudon Redskin soccer throughout the season on RedskinRadio.com, a free service of 96.1 WLNT. American Legion Post 120 is veterans serving our great community through sponsoring youth sports and continually helping veterans. If you're a veteran of any military branch, you're invited to come join them. Meetings are held the first Tuesday of every month at 6:30, and they're located at 10769 West Lee Highway in Loudon. American Legion Post 120, veterans still serving. Tire Pros, located at Ag Central in Loudon, has a state-of-the-art alignment machine. They offer oil changes, tire rotation, and balancing, including road force balancing. Tire Pros has a complete selection of tires, and they do repairs. Tire Pros, 2084 Wesley Highway in Loudon. Phone 458-2057.
The Big Red Car Wash is located just off Highway 72 in Loudon behind Capital Bank. Big Red has 5 regular bays and 1 super bay for washing boats, campers, and SUVs. Locally operated by Gabe, Daniel, and Ben Curtis. The Big Red Car Wash, Garting Machine Road in Loudon.
Brewster Services, located right across the street from Loudon High School, offers commercial lawn maintenance and installation, tree trimming and removal, as well as landscaping and installation. Locally owned and operated by Ken Brewster, Brewster Services. Phone 458-8887.
From traditional funerals to cremation with viewing and memorial services to green burials and direct cremations, McGill Click Funeral and Cremations helps guide each unique family with the choices that are right for them. McGill Click, for the most compassionate, affordable, and experienced care. 408-3001 or McGillClick.com.
When bad weather hits the area, I know where to turn my radio. 96.1 WLNT.
Let's get down to business.
Let's get to work.
Let's fire this baby up.
Let's go!
96.1 WLNT and RedskinRadio.com.
Welcome back. As we get closer to the first pitch tonight, the Wildcats from Sweetwater will be in the gray pants, gold jerseys, blue trimmed. The Redskins will be in their all white, trimmed out in red, and the starting lineups will look something like this. Leading off and playing center field for the Wildcats will be Jace Upton. Hitting number 2 spot will be the first baseman Ty Ezel. The third baseman Levi Presley will hit third in the lineup, and rounding out the top 4 will be the second baseman Ryan Littleton, who will hit in the cleanup spot. On the mound for the Wildcats will be Baylor Dugan. He'll hit 5th, followed by the DH Landon Boyd, the left fielder Cade Carell, the right fielder Kai Carell, the catcher Cody Myers, and the shortstop will be Blaine Watson. So that's your Wildcat defense and offense as well. For the Redskins, a few changes since we've last been together. Leading off and playing second base will be Matthew Mead. Hitting in the 2 spot, the right fielder Caden Dawkins. And in the 3 spot, Jackson Walker, and he'll play left field. Hitting in the cleanup spot, the center fielder Mackenzie Lunsford, followed by the shortstop Braxton Roberts, who got the win on the mound last night down at Sweetwater. He'll be followed by the third baseman Braden Frey. Dawson Walker, the right-handed sophomore, gets the call on the mound. He'll hit 8th. And then Rylan Watson, the catcher, will hit next, followed by Jacob Mead, who will round out the Redskin 9. So the Redskins and Wildcats finishing up their pregame warm-ups. And the umpires and coaches will be making their ways down to home plate to have their pregame discussion and get everything lined up and get this thing underway. Scott, these 2 teams have been looking at this home and away series for a while.
Yeah, and anticipation just grows when it's farther down at the end of the season. These 2 teams, it's a good rivalry. It always has been. They really want to get into each other.
Well, these young men have played against one another and probably some with each other in summer ball, but whether it's basketball, middle school basketball, football, you name it, they all know one another. And so it's just another one of those good rivalries that brings out the best in both teams.
Yeah, they want to beat each other really bad.
So we're getting closer. Coach Travis Watson, a familiar name, coaching the Sweetwater Wildcats, as he's got Loudon ties, alumni. And always good to see Travis. I hadn't seen Travis in a while. Got a chance to talk to him in pregame. He and Coach Jason Lambert will be meeting with the officials. Had a little JV action prior to the start of this one that everybody was able to get loose, and a lot of offense I saw in that get together, Scott.
Yeah, there were some live bats and some good defensive plays on both sides.
Sure was. Good experience for both squads getting ready to play varsity going forward. I will share with you that going forward after tonight, the Redskins will go on the road, as Friday night they'll travel up to Smoky Stadium. You'll want to load up and make the trip up there and watch them, as they've scheduled to play Claiborne County and Elizabethton. And so there'll be some other tough competition as they go up there to play.
I believe they're doing a doubleheader Friday.
I think so. And then next week, they're on the road all week long, as they'll travel to Heritage, William Blount, and Lenoir City next Friday night. And it is our plan to try to get to Lenoir City next Friday night and broadcast that one from up there. So just stay tuned as we get that worked out to make sure we can get in up there and broadcast that one. And then on Monday the 26th, they'll jump back into district play as they'll host McMinn Central here in the first of 2 and travel down on Tuesday to McMinn Central. And Scott, this season is moving right along.
Yeah, it's going to be over before you know it.
And then after Central, we'll have Kingston away. McMinn County will come up here. Kingston will come back here, and then we'll finish up with Rockwood on the road. And so the season winding down, and you want to get out and support these Redskins. And, you and I, Scott, can start looking ahead to some, not only district play, but possible region play. And so getting closer and closer to going forward.
And that just means that we start looking for different places to eat
on
the road.
We got to scout out the eating places.
We always got our priorities in order.
Absolutely.
I want to remind everybody, too, that coming up with you talking about us getting toward playoff time, it's also getting to be graduation time. And every year during the month of May, WLNT salutes our graduating seniors. We'll be doing that again beginning around the 1st of May. And if you're a business owner and want to participate in the salute to the graduates, just give us a call at 458-9563. Or if you're an individual and you have a senior that's graduating and you want to get a salute on the radio for them, just contact us at the radio station. 458-9563 is the number to call, and we answer our phones 24 hours a day, Scott.
And Chip, I'd like to say, as a parent that's had 2 recent graduates, that means a lot to parents. And if you've never heard it, folks, you're missing a great thing.
We do that during our regular programming. We'll have a short vignette that runs that talks about graduating, and then we have our supporters who come on at the end and talk, and it's just a good way to round out the year.
So tonight we have the Junior ROTC that will be presenting the colors, which is always causes some chill bumps, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And so they enjoy doing it, and it speaks to their dedication and all. And Top does a great job in helping these young people. You know, they may not be athletic, but they've got a purpose, and they take it seriously, and they do a great job. And so both teams have been announced, and we'll take it now to the field as the Junior ROTC will be making their way out to the field to be followed by our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats for the presentation of colors by the Loudon High School NJROTC. Before we get underway, 96.1 FM is WLNT LP Loudon. We're also streaming worldwide at redskinradio.com. This broadcast copyright 2021 WLNT Sports. Now with live coverage, Mike Thompson and Scott Hope.
Let me just tell you, folks, go get your cold drink, get your bathroom break out of the way, come back and sit on the edge of the couch, and me and Scott will try to make you feel like you're here.
You'll notice the difference immediately. A bank's highest priority is making a profit for its stockholders. As a credit union, our emphasis is on service to individuals and families who are member owners. You'll notice the difference. Foothills Federal Credit Union, Lenore City, Loudon, and Sweetwater. Member NCUA.
Peyton Frey.
I don't know.
Peyton is being accompanied by his family, Scott, Krista, Caden, and Scotty Frey. Not to mention, Peyton will also be pitching to his brother, Braden, who is a sophomore Redskin baseball player. Peyton is currently a fifth grader at Loudon Elementary School.
and is battling Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Peyton is the definition of a true Redskin. He cares deeply about those around him, is loyal to the core, and fights with all his might in everything he does. Everyone, would you please stand and give a big round of applause to a true Redskin, Mr. Peyton Frey.
Strike one by young Frey.
Great throw, Mr.
Get this
Frey.
one underway. Great ceremony recognizing a young Redskin fan. Like I say, all three brothers were on the football team. Middle brother, or second oldest brother on the baseball team. He'll start at third base tonight. And, despite any weather, any handicap, he was at every football game that we were at, Scott.
Yeah,
and
he
he's
sure
been
was.
here every baseball game as well. So
He sure was. He's a pretty good fan of ours.
So Jace Upton, Ty Ezel, and Levi Presley will be the first three Wildcats as they'll face Dawson Walker, right-hand sophomore, on the mound for the Redskins. Second game as the Redskins won last night's game by a score of 12-2. And Scott, I thought it was important that the Redskins put three on the board in the top of the first down there last night.
Yeah, it's we always seem to fare really well when we come out starting hot and be aggressive to lead off the game, and I hope that's what we do tonight.
Redskins defensively left to right on the infield. Frey at third, Roberts at short, Meade at second, Meade at first. Your outfield, Jackson Walker left, Mackenzie Lunsford right, Caden Dawkins in right field. I had Lunsford, should have been center. And behind the dish, Rylan Watson, and he met me as I came in today, Scott, and I told him I was just going to snatch him up and body slam him and see if I could shake a hit out of him. So
yeah, and you stirred him up, and he got a hold of me.
Got to keep him going, keep the juices flowing. So Dawson Walker to get things going. Jace Upton, the center fielder, he'll stand in from the left side, followed by Ty Ezel, the first baseman, and he too will hit from the left side. Frey will play in on the grass at third for a possible bunt. Everyone else will play straight up. Walker will work from the stretch. Took a little something off, missed upstairs. It's ball one to Jace Upton, center fielder for the Wildcats of Sweetwater. 1 and 2 teams in the district standings here face each other tonight. That one just missed low and out, and it's 2-0 to Jace Upton.
Good miss.
From Walker.
Wow.
That one missed as well. It's 3-0. That didn't miss by much. I thought it was there, but 3-0 count to the leadoff hitter. Top of the first, just underway here from Bill Thompson Field. That's called strike one. And let's see if that strike zone stays tight. The 3-1 from Walker to Upton. Ground ball up the middle. Roberts there, long throw, one hopper. Meade can't come up with it. And so Upton will be on the bag.
Got to take your time.
Yeah.
Got to take your time and make a good throw to first.
Got to it in plenty of time, just on his release. Hit come up short. And so with Upton the runner at first, the first baseman, Ty Ezel. Ezel will stand in from the left side. Jacob Meade will hold Upton close over at first. Frey will remain in on the grass at third. Middle infielders at double play depth. Outfield playing straight up as well. Pitch to the plate. Breaking ball missed inside. It's 1-0 to Ty Ezel. Levi Presley on deck for the Wildcats. Short lead by Upton. As Walker works slow. That's his nature. That one's called low as well, and it's 2-0. And right now I'm scratching my head as young Walker may be trying to find that strike zone.
Right.
He's missing low, and that's where you're going to miss. But they're going to make us throw it down the pipe. Going to get interesting. Here comes the 2-0. Upton not going anywhere. That one's on the outside corner, and it's 2-1 to Ty Ezel. Top of the first, no score. Runner at first, nobody out. Levi Presley on deck for the Wildcats. 2-1 count to Ty Ezel. With Upton the runner down at first. Reached on a throwing error. Pitch on the way. That one's fouled back into the net, and we'll even the count at 2-2 to Ty Ezel. Coach Lambert will retrieve that one off the net. Walker and Watson agree on the pitch to the stretch. 2-2 on the way. Went upstairs, miss upstairs. It'll go full. And let's see if Upton is on the move with this payoff pitch coming here early in the first inning.
We got to make a good pitch here.
Depending upon Coach Watson's thinking here, if he can make contact. Runners on the move, pitch on the way, missed upstairs, and the Wildcats will have runners at first and second and nobody out.
Now batting third baseman Levi Presley.
And that'll bring the third baseman Levi Presley into the dish. On deck will be Ryan Littleton, the second baseman. So Presley will stand in from the right side. Got to wonder if the bunt is on, as Coach Watson had a little conversation from the circle to the dish. Frey will remain on the edge of the grass at third. Roberts will try to hold Upton down at second. Meade will play in front of the bag over at first as Levi Presley stands in. He calls time, and that'll become a common occurrence here as Dawson Walker, I nicknamed him Oatmeal in his first appearance of the season because he works slow, but that's all part of the game. He's to the stretch, pitch on the way. Breaking ball dropped in, called strike one. Best pitch of the night thus far for Walker. And it's 0-1 to Levi Presley. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the first. Game two between the district leaders. Redskins won last night 12-2 down at Sweetwater. The 0-1, that one just missed inside, and we're even at 1-1.
Tight strike though.
To Levi Presley. Ryan Littleton on deck for the Wildcats. Watson and Walker will step off and go through the signs again. You got to flash them different with the runner up and down at second. So that changes the normal signs. To the stretch. Time called once again. That may have been the conversation that Coach Watson had with his hitter. I don't think you can slow him down enough to affect him. He's going to work slow whether you step out on him or not. The 1-1 up high. It's 2-1. Levi Presley standing in from the right side. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Here in the top of the first. Redskins looking for a possible ground ball double play right here. The 2-1. That
Good
one's
block.
down low. Watson keeps it in front. Runner's not able to advance, and it'll go 3-1. He tried to get a little extra on that one, held on to it too long. Watson blocked it up. 3-1 with runners at first and second, nobody out. Got to make him swing the stick. 3-1 coming. That one's upstairs, and we'll have a Wildcat on every base, as we had a throwing error and 2 walks. And Sweetwater will have Upton, Ezel, and Presley on the base paths. Ryan Littleton at the dish, the second baseman, and Coach will come out and have a conversation with his pitcher. Just want to settle him down, Scott.
Yeah, just talk to him, calm him down a little bit. Maybe a little overpumped right now.
Baylor Dugan will be the on-deck hitter for Sweetwater as Coach Watson meets with all 3 of his base runners, while Coach Busey confers with his pitcher and his catcher. Now the umpire going out to break it up, and hopefully we've got him settled down. A few weeks back, we only know who we were playing. The hitter dribbled one out on the dirt, or hit it back to the pitcher, and we had a 1-2-3 double play. Sure would be a good time to try that again, but Littleton's a good hitter, probably going to put it in play somewhere. We've got to throw strikes. Frey will stay on the grass at third. Meade down at first on the grass. First pitch swing, fly ball into short left field. Walker coming on. Let's see if they'll test the arm. Don't believe they will from there, as he's proven what kind of arm he's got. So out number 1, and with 1 out, the hitter will be Baylor Dugan, the pitcher. Upton, Ezel, and Presley remain the base runners with 1 out. Landon Boyd, the DH, will move into the on-deck circle behind Baylor Dugan, the pitcher for the Wildcats tonight. Redskins remain in on the corners, double play depth in the middle. Outfield at normal, straight up position. Walker's first pitch drops the breaking ball on the front corner, called strike 1 to Baylor Dugan.
Nice pitch.
Took a little something off. Got the front corner on the outside. To the stretch. The 0-1 coming. That one stayed up. We're even at 1-1. Tried to get him to go outside the zone on that one. Wouldn't have nothing of it. One, 1 out. Bases loaded here in the top of the first for the Sweetwater Wildcats. That one misses low. It's 2-1. Landon Boyd, the DH, on deck for the Sweetwater Wildcats. Upton reached on an error. Ezel and Presley drew walks. Littleton flew out to left field. Dugan at the dish with a 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. And we're even at 2-2.
Come on.
Took a little something off of that one as well, didn't he, Scott?
Yeah.
Can you identify what that was just exactly?
I think it was just a slowed down fastball.
Okay.
I think he's overthrowing a little bit, so he's just kind of dialing
Taking
it back.
a little off in that manner. Okay, 2-2 with 1 out. Bases loaded. Walker to the dish. That one's down in the dirt. And we'll go full to Baylor Dugan. Nowhere to put him with 1 out. Got to make him leave there swinging the stick.
Good time for that nice breaking ball he throws.
Coach Busey, I think, will have the confidence. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for out number 2. Big strikeout. And that'll bring Landon Boyd the DH. So the Redskins have 2 outs in the inning. Wildcats remain on the base paths. On deck will be Cade Carrell. Boyd from the right side. The Redskins 1 out away from getting out of a jam. Redskins will back off on the corners. Ground ball to short, over to Roberts. Can't come up with it clean, and one run will score, and he's got the runner hung up between third and home. And he throws the second runner out, but one run will score as he didn't come up with it clean. Was trying to get it over to second for the force out. So Upton gets the Wildcats on the board. After 1/2 inning, Sweetwater Wildcats won. Our Loudon Redskins looking for a bat.
Elm Hill Jumbo Franks are perfect before the game or at the victory celebration. Elm Hill Jumbo Franks make your gathering special and will have the family asking for more. Smiling faces and Elm Hill Jumbo Franks just go together. It's good eating.
The moments we spend with family and friends are precious. And when you're having a stroke, every moment counts. Fort Loudon Medical Center is an advanced primary stroke center, which means our emergency room provides life-saving treatment for stroke when seconds matter the most. And we are part of Covenant Health, our region's only stroke hospital network. You can learn more at fortloudon.com and make your minutes count.
Paula and all the hairstylists at the Hair Barn say go Redskins. The Hair Barn serves men, women, and children. Open Tuesday through Friday. Paula appreciates appointments, but walk-ins are welcome. The Hair Barn, 316 Grove Street in Loudon. Phone 458-5949.
Wildcats pick up one in the top of the first. Could have been more, Scott.
Yeah, it could have got real ugly on
Should have been 0, Scott.
Yeah, it should have been.
But nonetheless, they minimized the damage. On the mound for the Sweetwater Wildcats will be right-hander Baylor Dugan. He'll face Matthew Mead, Caden Dawkins, and Jackson Walker, the first 3 scheduled Redskins, as they'll try to match that run and possibly take the lead here in the bottom of the first. Wildcats got on with an error. Drew 2 walks to load it up. Flew out to left field for the first out. Struck out for the out number 2. Hit a ground ball in the infield that Redskins mishandled. So the first run scored, and then they were able to get the second runner and get him out before he scored. And so that's the lone run for the Wildcats. Matthew Mead from the right side facing right-hander Baylor Dugan. There's a ground ball to the right side. Littleton over on the first for 1. Score that one 4-3 on the putout. And with 1 out, the hitter will be Caden Dawkins, the right fielder. Bit of a lineup change since we last broadcast one, as Caden's dropped down to the 2 spot. He'll try to get something going. Wildcats will play in on the grass at third and first. Looking for a possible bunt. That one's outside. Ball 1 to Caden Dawkins. Presley, your third baseman. Ezel, your first baseman for the Wildcats. Blaine Watson at short. Ryan Littleton at second. Swing and a miss, and it's even at 1-1 to Caden Dawkins. On deck will be Jackson Walker. He had the big night offensively last night down at Sweetwater. The 1-1 on the way. Ground ball down to first. Score that one 3 unassisted. And with 2 outs, the hitter will be Jackson Walker. Mackenzie Lunsford on deck for the Redskins. 1 hopper down to first, and he just stepped on the bag.
Didn't have to move far.
So Walker from the left side getting his first look at Baylor Dugan. That one's upstairs. Ball 1. If he should continue the inning, Lunsford will follow. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first. That breaking ball found its way back to the outside corner, and it's even at 1-1. A little backdoor breaking action.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-1 pitch from Dugan. That one missed low. And it's 2-1. Tried the same backdoor and missed it low. That one's pulled foul, and we'll even the count at 2-2 to Jackson Walker, left fielder for the Redskins. Lunsford on deck. If Walker should reach, here comes the wind and the toss on the 2-2 with 2 out. Another ground ball to second. Littleton down on it. Over to first in time. Score that one 4-3, and the Redskins go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. After one full, Sweetwater 1, Redskins 0.
Loudon Pediatric Clinic congratulates Dr. Bud Geider on his retirement after 40 years of private practice. In September, Kendall Memory, a certified pediatric nurse practitioner, will join Loudon Pediatric Clinic. Go Redskins! This message from Loudon Pediatric Clinic, 616 Warren Avenue in Loudon, 458-5666.
James R. Thomason, Certified Public Accountant, is a proud supporter of Loudon High School athletics and academics. Mr. Thomason has been providing CPA services in Loudon County since 1991. James R. Thomason, Certified Public Accountant. Phone 458-6872.
Loudon City Councilman Johnny James is proud to support the Loudon Redskins in the classroom or on the football field. Go Redskins from Loudon City Councilman Johnny James.
You can watch live coverage of Philadelphia Warrior baseball at redskinradio.com. Just scroll down the page and look for the Warrior Nation player box. Coverage is sponsored by Barnard Construction and insurance agent Nick Jones. In addition to live coverage, you can watch past games anytime on demand. Just go to redskinradio.com, a free service of 96.1 WLNT.
Welcome back. Mike Thompson along with Scott Hope as we move to the top of the second. Wildcats lead 1-0. First three Sweetwater Wildcats, the left fielder Cade Carell, Kai Carell, and Cody Myers, as they'll face right-hander Dawson Walker. Frey will play in on the grass at third. Cade Carell, he's the left fielder. His brother Kai is over in right field. He takes the first one, called strike one from Dawson Walker. And as we were talking between innings, usually Dawson settles down after the first inning and can hold his own. Here comes the 0-1, breaking ball low and out, and it's even at 1-1. Kai Carell on deck for Sweetwater. And then Cody Myers, the catcher. Walker to the stretch, ground ball to short, and on into left field. And again, the Wildcats will have the leadoff hitter on the base pass. And that'll bring Kai Carell, the right fielder, with his brother Cade down at first. So Kai will stand in from the right side. Cody Myers on deck for Sweetwater. Frey will play on the edge of the grass at third. Time called. Walker to the stretch. Throw to first. Not in time. Pitch to the plate. That one's just off the outside edge, and it's 1-0.
I believe I'd have to give him that one.
That one didn't miss much. Walker will check the runner to the stretch once again. The 1-0 on the way. That one's low. It's 2-0. To Kai Carell, right fielder for the Sweetwater Wildcats. His brother Cade down at first. The 2-0 coming. Throw to first before the throw to the plate. Not in time. Short lead by Cade down at first. Kai waiting on the pitch. There it is. That one's outside, and he'll go 3-0 to Kai Carell. He's got to throw strikes. Another short lead by the base runner with the 3-0 count. That was in there for called strike one. You may have heard it pop in the mitt. I'd stay right there, Scott.
Yeah,
Let him hit it.
Too. Let your defense help you out.
3-1 coming.
That's
called strike two.
If he's not going to get that one.
A little bit of hesitation, but he pulled the trigger, so it's 3-2. Let's see if Coach Watson puts his runner in motion on this payoff pitch. Nobody out. Top of the second. Wildcats lead the Redskins 1-0.
I'd throw over.
Runner is moving. Ground ball into left field. Clean single. And Sweetwater will have runners at first and second and nobody out. And Cody Myers, the catcher. I got to believe we got a bunt candidate right here. Jace Upton on deck for the Wildcats. Frey will play on the edge of the grass at third. Meade in on the grass at first. As Cody Myers will get his first look at Dawson Walker. Got to execute, guys. If he ain't bunting here, I'm bad fooled. He may try to cross him up, but Redskins coaching staff have called out their defensive setup. We've got to believe that Walker's covering the third base side, Meade the first base side, and Frey's going to hold his ground down at third. And what I know, I'm just a radio guy.
We're about to find out.
Short lead at both the bases by the Carell brothers. Walker to the stretch. Now time called as they had a play on down at second. As Roberts came in to try to hold him even closer and was going to hustle over to third. And time was called at the plate. Still hadn't shown any sign of a bunt, sort of what they was trying to draw out of him. To the stretch. Pitch on the way to Myers. Now he'll show the bunt. It's upstairs, ball one.
Okay, so now he's told you what he's going to do.
Let's go, Dawson. Settle down, kid.
I'm going to pat myself on the back. I got to believe he's still doing it. Even after he's shown everybody in Bill Thompson Field.
Now he's just got to throw one right down the pipe and let him connect.
Let him get it down. Let him put it in play and execute. That's what you got to do. Short lead again. Missed upstairs again. It's 2-0. He's got to follow on through, Scott. His release point is stuck in high gear. The count to Cody Myers. The Carell brothers at first and second. Nobody out. Bunt. And that one will be foul, and it's 2-1.
That's all you got to do. You just throw a strike, and the odds are they're not going to get it in play.
Cade Carell down at second after reaching on the air. Kai Carell had to single into left field. Cody Myers at the dish with a 2-1 count. Got to believe the bunt is still on. Here comes the corners charging. Swinging away. Takes that one low, and it's 3-1. Got to throw strikes before any of this other matters.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, don't worry about your base runner. Just concentrate on that batter.
So 3-1. First and second, nobody out. Top of the second. He'll show bunt. Got the bunt down the third baseline. He'll go to third. Bad throw to third. That'll get run number 2. As he tried to rush it. And Sweetwater will have runners at second and third and nobody out. And run number 2 on the board. So Kai Carell will be your runner at third. Myers down to second. And leadoff hitter Jace Upton will be at the dish. He reached on an error and scored run number 1. Wildcats now lead 2-0 with runners at second and third and nobody out. Redskins remain in on the corners. Now the infield will come in. So all 4 infielders will be on the grass, and that one's called strike 1 as it found the outside corner. Ty Ezel on deck for Sweetwater. The 0-1's up and out, and it's even at 1-1. On the way. Ground ball back to Walker. It's off his glove. Roberts will feel it on the glance and on to first for out number 2. Or excuse me, out number 1, but run number 3 will score as both runners broke on contact. So score it 1-6-3 for out number 1. Your runner Myers down at third with 1 out, and the hitter will be Ty Ezel. He drew a walk back in the first inning. He'll stand in from the left side. Infield remains in. That one's upstairs. Ball 1 to Ty Ezel. Levi Presley on deck for Sweetwater.
We're back to overthrowing now.
Yep. 1-0 count. Upstairs again, it's 2-0. Myers reached on the fielder's choice on the sack bunt attempt. And he's now at third as he got all the way to second on the errant throw. Moved to third on the deflected ball up the middle. That one's inside. Throw down to third, not in time. And it's 2-1. 3-0, excuse me. It's 3-0 to Ty Ezel. Walker to the stretch. And that one plunks him, so he'll draw the base after being hit. And so the Wildcats will have runners on the corners with 1 out, and the hitter will be Levi Presley. He drew a walk back in the first. So with 1 out, Myers your runner at third. Ezel down at first. Got to believe he's in motion early in the count here.
Yeah. Probably now would be a good time for Ryland to go out there and talk to him.
Walker to the stretch. Showing bunt at the plate from Presley. Pulls it back, takes it low, ball 1. He's not missing much. He can't be.
No, and I can't tell where he's missing.
It's crossing the plate. 1-0 to Levi Presley with 1 out and runners on the corners here, top of the second. Wildcats lead 3-0. Sixth hitter of the inning here. Second time through the lineup here in the second inning. Time called at the plate by Presley. Now he'll dig in. Frey remains on the grass at third. Meade holding the runner at first. Short lead by Ezel. That one's called strike 1. We're even at 1-1 with 1 out. Runners on the corners here in the top of the second. Sweetwater has scored a couple to extend their lead to 3-0 here in the top of the second. To the stretch. 1-1 misses low. Runner goes ahead of the throw down to second and give Ezel the stolen base.
Late steal.
And the count's 2-1 to the hitter, Levi Presley.
Redskins got to find a way to stop the bleeding right here.
So the infield comes in again on the edge of the grass all the way around. Runners at second and third, 1 out. There's a fly ball to right center field, excuse me. Lunsford will make the catch. He'll bring the throw into the cutoff man, but the sac fly gets run number 4 to the plate.
Now that's second baseman Ryan.
So with 2 outs, the hitter will be Ryan Littleton. Wildcats extend their lead to 4-0 here in the top of the second. Littleton from the right side, he flew out to left field an inning ago. There's a ground ball wide of third base, and then be allowed strike 1 to Ryan Littleton. Baylor Dugan on deck for the Wildcats. Two outs, runner at second in the person of Ty Ezel. Walker facing Littleton. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way, runner on the move to third. Not in time on the throw. Made a good throw, just not in time as he stole that one on the pitcher. As he gets 90 feet closer to run number 5. Pitch was called strike 2. And now Littleton's got an 0-2 count from Dawson Walker.
He picked a good pitch to steal.
Yeah. Perfect pitch. Here comes the 0-2. That one's flied foul and out of play on the right side, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Walker to the stretch. The 0-2 once again with 2 outs and a runner at third. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Couldn't pull the trigger. The Wildcats add 3 after 1.5. They lead 4-0. We're coming back.
This portion of programming is made possible by Loudon Church of Christ. The entire congregation of Loudon Church of Christ invites you to join them for Sunday school with classes for all ages, Sunday morning at 10 a.m., Sunday morning worship at 11 a.m., Sunday evening worship at 6 p.m., and Wednesday evening Bible study with classes for all ages at 7 p.m. Loudon Church of Christ, 706 Ward Avenue in Loudon. Phone 458-5043.
Loudon Funeral Home and Cremations is proud to be veteran and family owned and operated. Founded in 1983, they're proud to continue the commitment of being large enough to serve, yet small enough to care. Their funeral home offers 2 spacious, comfortable chapels. Their dedicated staff will be with your family from the very beginning, offering guidance and loving support during a very difficult time. Loudon Funeral Home and Cremations, 2048 Mulberry Street in Loudon. Phone 458-6441.
Get updates on the Loudon Redskins, scores, pictures, and more. Just follow us on Twitter at Redskin Radio.
Redskins trail 4-0 here as we move to the bottom of the second. Baylor Dugan will work his second inning on the mound for the Sweetwater Wildcats. He'll face Mackenzie Lunsford, Braxton Roberts, and Braden Frey as this offense has got some work to do, trailing 4-0. Scott, last night, the Redskins got up 3-0 in the top of the first down there, and tonight they see themselves trailing to the same Sweetwater squad. So Lunsford, Roberts, and Frey try to get things going here in the bottom of the second.
These bats need to get hot and quick.
Wildcats will play in on the edge of the grass on the corners. And the middle infielders will creep in some. There's a hot ground ball into left field, and that's how you start the inning off, with a clean single with your speed guy. And so that'll bring Braxton Roberts, the shortstop, to the dish with a runner at first. The score. Redskins with the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second, and Mackenzie Lunsford, the runner down at first. Braxton Roberts at the dish. Dugan to the stretch. Pitch on the way. That one's called strike one.
Now your batter could help you here just a little bit by stepping out, calling time.
Dugan took an extraordinary amount of time before he delivered the pitch. Lunsford with a good lead. Time called. There
you go.
All part of the head games.
Lunsford got a good lead.
Dugan to the stretch. Throw over, not in time. I'm going to deem Dawson Walkler a fast worker compared to Baylor Dugan, as he slowed it down even more on the mound. Again, Lunsford with the big lead, 0-1 the count to Roberts at the dish. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Redskins trail.
Call time.
4-0. That one's popped up foul down the left field line and out of play. And it'll be 0-2 to Braxton Roberts.
See, I think if Braxton had called time and stepped back out, that really would have messed with Dugan's head. Get him a little impatient.
Lunsford was on the move, trailing 4-0. Roberts saw something he thought he could hit and fouled it off. On deck will be Braden Frey for the Redskins. Lunsford, your runner at first. Roberts at the dish with an 0-2 count facing Baylor Dugan. Throw over, not in time. Big gap in right center field as Upton shaded to the left side of second base out in center field. To the stretch once again. Throw over. Just a courtesy throw, trying to shorten that lead. Cade Carell playing a few steps closer to the left field line than normal, with Roberts at the plate. And they've left the right fielder in normal right field position, as Upton and Carell will shade Roberts. Pitch on the way. It's upstairs. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don't know how interested they'll be in trying to throw behind Lunsford down at first, as he had a big secondary lead on that pitch. Had a big lead to start with and got even bigger secondary with the pitch. Dugan to the stretch. Pitch on the way. Fly ball fouling out of play once again. Action in the Redskin bullpen. That's Jackson Walker, left-handed freshman, loosening up. Braxton Roberts remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first here in the bottom of the second. Dugan again to the stretch. On the move. That one's outside. No chance to throw him out, as he's way ahead of the throw there. And it's 2-2 on Roberts at the dish.
I don't even think I would have thrown that.
Well, when he had to backhand it at the plate, there was no way he was throwing. He stole that one on Dugan on the mound.
Yeah.
And so he'll get his lead from second. Roberts with a 2-2 count. Nobody out. Braden Frey on deck for the Redskins. Littleton will try to hold Lunsford relatively close. He'll extend his lead. Now Dugan will step off. And we'll do it again.
This at bat's taking, what, 45 minutes?
Yep. I may have to stay home again tomorrow if I'm required to get up too early. Pitch on the way. That one's off the plate, and we'll go full. So Roberts will be looking for something to drive here with the payoff pitch about to be delivered. Lunsford led off the inning with a single, stole second. Roberts got in the hole 0-2. He's now worked it all the way back to a full count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for out number 1. And with 1 out, the hitter will be Braden Frey. Dawson Walker will move into the on-deck circle.
Number 24, Braden Frey.
Roberts fought it off for a while, but unable to connect. Lunsford remains down at second with 1 out. Frey, your hitter. Upton will move straight up into center field. Left fielder will stay over next to the line, so the gap's in left center. That one's off the plate. 1-0. Dawson Walker on deck. Sweetwater will play in on the corners. Dugan to the stretch. Pitch on the way there. Ground ball in the third base hole. He'll have to backhand it. Don't believe he'll throw Frey out from there. Not in time. Now Lunsford going to come on the bobble at the first base, and he'll slide in ahead of the throw for run number 1. And so I got to give Frey a hit. They wasn't going to throw him out from there. Lunsford comes all the way around and scores on the bobble at first for the first run of the Redskins. That'll make the score 4-1 Sweetwater, and that'll bring Dawson Walker his first at bat here in the second inning with Frey, your runner, down at first and 1 out. So the speed of Lunsford accounts for run number 1. Frey able to put it in play. Like I say, third base hole, the shortstop was not going to throw him out, even if they'd have handled it clean over at first. Frey with a good lead down at first. Walker waiting on the pitch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball's off the plate. Ball 1 to Dawson Walker. Rylan Watson, the catcher, on deck for the Redskins.
And Mike, that's why we say it's important to get that speed on the base pass.
Yes. Well, he stole second, and then he scored on the bobble down at first that everybody's not going to score on. Here comes the 1-0. He'll throw to first. Run Frey back. Dugan again to the stretch. That was fouled back into the net. And it'll be 1-1 with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Redskins trail the Wildcats 4-1. Trying to generate some more offense here. Dugan to the stretch. Frey with his lead. Walker ready at the dish. Pitch on the way. Frey on the move. Again, had to go outside to get the pitch. And Frey slides in ahead of the throw with a stolen base. Another big stolen base to get into scoring position. Count will go 2-1, to Dawson Walker.
Get him around.
Two-1 pitch coming. Frey with the lead at second. That one's back into the net, and we'll do it again. 2-2 the count. Runner at second, 1 out. 1 run in for the Redskins. Dugan to the stretch. 2-2 coming. Breaking ball's fouled off. Walker stays alive. Rylan Watson on deck to follow Walker here. Like to see him just hit that outside half and drive it into right field somewhere, Scott.
Yeah, he's got a good shot at it.
Dugan again to the stretch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball right at the third baseman. He'll throw to second. Not in time. Made it close. And that'll be out number 2 here in the second inning on the line drive to the third baseman. So with 2 outs and a runner at second, Rylan Watson, the catcher, will stand in. All right, big man. I body slammed him before the game. Let's see if it helped his hitting. I told him I was going to put a sumo on him, whatever that is. He accused me of wearing a diaper rather than one of them sumo outfits. Pitch on the way to Watson, called strike 1. Frey remains at second with 2 outs. Redskins trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the second. Trying to pick some more up with these 2 outs. 0-1 the count to Rylan Watson. On deck, Jacob Meade, the first baseman. Throw behind the runner. It's not in time as they had to play on. Two outs, runner at second. 0-1 the count to the catcher, Rylan Watson. Outfield playing straight up. Pitch on the way. Ground ball. Oh, beautiful stop by Dugan. He'll race to the first base, flip it on over, score it 1-3 on the putout, and that'll end the Redskin threat here in the second inning. After 2 complete, Sweetwater 4, Loudon 1.
This broadcast is made possible by Loudon County School Board member Scott Newman. Go Redskins! This message from Scott Newman, a proud Redskin supporter.
Loudon Utilities supports Loudon High School and since 1939 has been servicing the Loudon area with electricity, natural gas, water, and sewer services. Loudon Utilities also offers an equal payment plan and has several options available for TVA heat pump loans. Loudon Utilities, 458-2091. Proud of our past services and striving to improve future services.
Loudon United Methodist Church is proud to support Redskin athletics and academics. You're invited to the early Sunday service at 8:45, Sunday school at 10 a.m., or morning worship at 11 a.m. Loudon United Methodist Church is located at 509 Mulberry Street, phone 458-3164, or online at loudonumc.org.
WLNT LP Loudon. WLNU LP Lenore City.
96.1 WLNT, Loudon's hometown station.
As we move to the top of the third, Sweetwater leads 4-1. New pitcher on the mound for the Redskins. That'll be Jackson Walker. He'll move from left field to the mound. Who's our new left fielder, Scott?
I thought 23 was the number. I can't tell.
My eyes are so blurry from all this pollen, I can't tell you till he turns around and I see the back there. 23, that's Aiden Wilkerson. He'll move into left field and he'll be in the spot for Dawson Walker, who finishes his night on the mound. So bring on the freshman left-hander Jackson Walker. He'll face Baylor Dugan, Landon Boyd, and Cade Carell here in the third inning. "4-1 the score, Sweetwater with the lead. Walker's first pitch to Baylor Dugan, low and inside, ball one.
Wow.
Landon Boyd, the DH, on deck. Frey will play in on the grass at third for Dugan. That one's called strike one to even the count. We're at 1-1. Wilkerson, Lunsford, and Dawkins, your outfielders. Frey, Roberts, Meade, and Meade on the infield. Watson behind the dish. That one's pulled foul, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. High hopper fielded by the third base coach, Bryce Mitchell, for the Sweetwater Wildcats. 1-2 from Walker to Dugan. Got a piece of that one. He'll stay alive. Sweetwater leads 4-1 as they got 1 in the first, picked up 3 more in the second. Redskins picked up their lone run in the bottom of the second, and that's where we stand. Here comes the 1-2. That one stayed upstairs. It'll go 2-2. Tried to get Dugan to go out of the zone. He resisted the temptation. 2-2 coming. Breaking ball misses low. And they'll appeal, and they'll ring him up as he swung.
With the first base.
For out number 1. As he committed, and they appealed it to the base umpire. He rung him up, and they completed the play because Watson didn't handle it clean. It had to go down to first to record the out. So with 1 out, the hitter, the DH, Landon Boyd. That one's called strike 1. Cade Carell on deck for Sweetwater. Boyd reached on an error back in the first inning. The 0-1 coming. That one's called strike 2 as he found that outside edge.
Where's that been all night?
0-2 with 1 out here in the top of the third. Walker to Boyd. That one come back and got a little backdoor action from the left-handed pitcher to the right-handed hitter for out number 2. And with 2 outs, the hitter will be Cade Carell, the left fielder. He reached on an error and scored a run number 2 back in the second inning. So he'll get his first look at Jackson Walker. That one missed low, ball 1. Kai Carell on deck if Cade can extend the inning here. Redskins trying to get out of a clean inning for the first time tonight. That one's low, and it's 2-0. Scott, take my place. I'm going to go out and turn the lights on. Here comes the 2-0. That one missed inside, and it's 3-0. And we may let our clean inning get away. I see new poles up for the new scoreboard that's on the way.
Yep.
That one's in there for called strike 1. Come get him, Jackson. (3-1) with 2 outs. Ground ball to third. Frey will play the short hop, have to turn it loose on the throw. Meade
got
in
him.
time. Score it 5-3. Close play, bang, bang, but did indeed get out of the inning. After 2.5, Sweetwater 4, Loudon 1.
This is Jeff Trout from Loudon West End Florist and Gifts. Whatever your floral needs, our dedicated staff is here to help. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday from 8:30 to 1, and anytime by appointment.
Loudon West End Florist and Gifts, located next to Loudon Funeral Home. Phone 458-4616 or online at loudonwestendflorist.com.
This broadcast is made possible by Loudon County School Board member Kenny Ridings. Go Redskins! This message from Kenny Ridings, a proud Redskin supporter. This broadcast is made possible by Loudon City Council member Tim Dixon. Go Redskins! This message from Tim Dixon, a proud Redskin supporter.
We move to the bottom of the third. Redskins trail 4-1 to the Sweetwater Wildcats in district action here from Bill Thompson Field. First 3 Redskins, Jacob Meade, Matthew Meade, and Caden Dawkins try to cut into this 4-1 lead. Jacob Meade, the first baseman. He's number 9 in the lineup tonight. Brother Matthew, the second baseman, on the top of the order, followed by Caden Dawkins as they'll face Baylor Dugan, who will work his third inning on the mound for the Sweetwater Wildcats. Hey, I just talked about it and the lights come on.
There you go.
What kind of impact do I have?
You got a lot of pull around here.
Purely by mistake, I think. Influence. You know, ain't that what them people are on your phone that called influencers?
Yeah.
Do they get paid for that?
Some of them do.
There's a line shot right into center field as Jacob Meade will start the inning off with a clean single. 1 pitch, 1 hit. And that'll get us to the top of the order where his brother Matthew Meade will stand in. He grounded out to second back in the bottom of the first. Caden Dawkins will move into the on-deck circle. So the Redskins trying to make a run as they trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the third. Jacob with a medium-sized lead over at first. Matthew at the dish. Runner on the move. Throw down will not be in time as Jacob stole second cleanly to get into scoring position. My scorekeeper's helping the on-deck batter get in his stance. He's got a little influence with him. There's another one of them influencers, huh?
How much is he getting paid, buddy?
I don't know. So Jacob Meade, the runner at second. Matthew at the dish with an 0-1 count. He'll try to duplicate brother's effort here. Looking for a single. Shortstop holding the runner. There's a ground ball right back at Dugan. Oh, man. That's 2 straight plays he's made on the mound. cat-like reaction, score that one 1-3 on the put-out. As he fielded that one right square in front of the mound. Ball was hit hard. And with 1 out and 1 on, the hitter will be Caden Dawkins. He grounded to first base back in the first inning. So he'll try to pick up Jacob Mead down at second. Jackson Walker on deck for the Redskins. Wildcats will play in on the corners defensively. That one's outside, tricks away from the catcher, and Mead will get over to third on the wild pitch. 1 out, runner at third. 1-0 the count to Caden Dawkins. Mead had the single to start the inning, stole second, moved to third on the wild pitch. 1-0 the count to Caden Dawkins with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the third. Ground ball down to first. He'll field it clean, but that'll score the run, and that'll make the score 4-2. As Caden hit it sharply, but right at the first baseman. So it's 3 unassisted once again for the second out. And with 2 outs, the hitter will be Jackson Walker. He started in left field, has moved to the mound in the top of the third. He'll stand in from the left side as he gets his second look at Baylor Dugan. He'll take the first breaking ball called strike 1. Walker grounded to second back in the first inning for out number 3. They'll play him deep as he put on an offensive display down at Sweetwater last night. There's a ground ball to first. He'll field this big hop. And the Redskins will finish up the third inning. After 3 full, Sweetwater 4, Loudon 2. We're coming back for more exciting Redskin action right here on WLNT 96.1 and RedskinRadio.com.
This broadcast is made possible by Brennan Properties, proud to provide quality housing right here in Loudon. Brennan Properties supports Loudon Redskin athletics and academics.
This broadcast is made possible by Hauser's Lawn Care, locally owned and operated by Benny and Hayden Hauser. Free estimates are available and they're insured. Go Redskins! This message from Hauser's Lawn Care. Phone 423-836-0827.
This is Mike Stevens. Join me for local and regional news, mornings and afternoons, right here on 96.1 WLNT.
We move to the top of the fourth inning. For the Wildcats, Kai Carell, Cody Myers in the top of the order, and Jace Upton. On the mound for the Redskins, Jackson Walker. He came on to the mound to start the third inning, so these hitters will get their first look at left-handed throwing Jackson Walker. 4-2 your score. Sweetwater scored 1 in the first, added 3 more in the second. Redskins picked up 1 in the second and 1 more in the third. And that's where we stand score-wise at 4-2. So Kai Carell, he had a single, scored run number 3 back in the second inning.
Now batting right fielder, Kai Carell.
So Carell will stand in from the right side as he faces left-handed throwing Jackson Walker. Braden Frey will play in on the grass at third for the possible bunt. Everyone else will play straight up defensively. That one's fouled off to the right side and out of play. And it's 0-1 to Kai Carell.
We need another clean inning.
Carell, Myers, and Upton for the Sweetwater Wildcats. The 0-1 coming. That one's inside. It's even at 1-1. 1-1 coming. That one finds the outside corner, and it's called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kai Carell, the right fielder.
Good location on that pitch.
The wind and the toss. Line shot down the right field line. He'll drop in for the hit. Dawkins will cut it off and hold him to a single. Good piece of hitting on the part of Carell.
Yeah, that was a good hit.
And Sweetwater will have the leadoff hitter on here in the top of the 4th, and that'll bring Cody Myers, the catcher, to the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice as he laid down a sac bunt down the third baseline, and the Redskins tried to go to third to get the lead runner. And Myers later scored run number 4. And I've got to believe that he's bunting again, Scott. Frey thinks so as well, as he'll play in on the grass. Throw over to first, not in time. As Carell had wandered off with a pretty good lead.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Ben Smith in the first base box for Sweetwater. Jackson to the stretch. That one's fouled into the net, and it's 0-1 to Cody Myers. Swinging away there. Frey remains in on the grass at third. Walker to the stretch. That one missed low.
Oh.
Ball 1.
Oh.
He does not have a low zone.
No, he doesn't.
And he never goes there. Carell with the lead at first. Jackson to the stretch. Throw over. Not in time. For you listeners, the pitcher is Jackson Walker. So sometimes I call him Jackson, sometimes I call him Walker. Try not to confuse everybody as confused as I am sometimes. Help me, Scott.
Okay.
1-1 to count. Runner at first, nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Pitch.
And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful pitch there.
Yeah,
Myers couldn't find the ball with the bat. And he had Carell going back to first on the move. The 1-2. Throw over. Courtesy throw. Not trying to get him with that one. The sun becomes an issue throwing to first at this point in time.
Yeah, it went in the clouds, now it's back out.
Walker to the stretch. Runner on the move. Breaking ball struck him out. Throw down, not in time. As Carell gets into scoring position. Had a good jump. Out number 1 records the strikeout. And that'll bring Jace Upton, the leadoff hitter and center fielder for the Wildcats. He reached on an error and scored run number 1. Hit a hopper back up the middle, deflected off the pitcher into the shortstop's hand and on to first for the first out back in the 2nd inning. Ty Ezel will be the on-deck hitter for Sweetwater. So Walker will face lefty-lefty. He misses inside, ball 1 to Jace Upton with Kai Carell, the runner, down at second. Meade will try to hold him close down there. Creates a big hole on the right side for Upton if he can pull one to the right side. And he tried to do just that, swung and missed, and it's 1-1 to Jace Upton. Ty Ezel on deck for the Sweetwater Wildcats. They lead 4-2 here in the top of the 4th with 1 out, runner at second. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball just got a piece of it. That was a roundhouse curve there.
Yeah,
it broke from first base plumb over to the outside part of the plate. So 1-2 the count with 1 out, runner at second. Pitch on the way. Ground ball to short. Roberts bobbles it. Will still have time. Throwing the dirt. And it's into the dugout. And Sweetwater will have runners at second and third. And one out. And that'll bring Ty Ezel to the plate. He drew a walk in the first and was hit by a pitch in the second. Coach Watson asking about the base runner with the ball into the dugout about the potential of getting another base to come home. Took the opportunity to speak to his hitter as well. So Ty Ezel will stand in with runners at second and third on the errant throw. Kai Carell at third, Jace Upton down at second. Ezel from the left side facing left-handed throwing Jackson Walker. That one misses up and out, and it's 1-0. Braden Frey will play in on the grass at third, and now the Redskin infield will come into the grass all the way around to try to cut down any further runs to the plate. 1-0 the count, pitch on the way. That one missed low and out. It's 2-0. Levi Presley on deck.
Waiting out.
That one's fouled back, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out in the inning. Kai Carell, your runner at third. Jace Upton down at second. Two one coming. That one just missed inside. I mean, not much. The zone remains tight. Three one coming. And that's ball 4, and I don't know where that one missed.
I don't either.
So the Wildcats will have the bases loaded and 1 out, and the hitter will be Levi Presley. He drew a walk, had a sacrifice fly to center field, and he'll stand in with Kai Carell, Jace Upton, Ty Ezel, your base runners. Redskins will play in on the corners, double play depth in the middle, as Levi Presley stands in. Ryan Littleton on deck for Sweetwater. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to Levi Presley. The 0-1 coming.
Wow.
That one missed low. And it's 1-1. Breaking ball drops in for called strike 2. 1-2 the count, 1 out, bases loaded for Sweetwater. Jackson Walker trying to work out of a jam here as the Redskins trail 4-2 and would like to hold it there. Here in the top of the 4th. Pitch on the way. Another breaking ball. Got just a piece of it to stay alive, and the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like to get a strikeout right here.
That would be big. Ryan Littleton on deck for Sweetwater. The 1-2. That one's upstairs. We'll go 2-2. Back to the breaking ball here, I think.
Yeah, that seems to be his best pitch so far tonight.
To the stretch, 2-2 coming. It deflects away from Watson. He don't know where it's at. One run will score. Here comes a possible second run. He'll make the big turn.
You got to talk to him, guys.
And the count will go full to the hitter, Presley. And the Wildcats extend their lead to 5-2 on the pass ball.
And I was about to say, if you're going to throw the changeup, make sure you don't cross your catcher up.
So full count to Presley. Runners at second and third, one out, one run in. Infield all the way in, all the way around. That one's called strike three. It's just one pitch too late for our mentality. And so that'll bring Ryan Littleton. He flew out to left field and struck out. He's 0 for 2. As he'll stand in with 2 out and 2 on here in the top of the fourth. His first look at Jackson Walker. Breaking ball.
Oh.
Tried to backdoor him there and missed the outside edge. Baylor Dugan on deck for Sweetwater. Redskins trail the Wildcats 5-2. And Sweetwater threatening with more with runners at second and third and 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch. That one's popped up on the infield. Dawson off the mound will call it and make the play for out number 3. But the Wildcats pick up one more after 3.5. Sweetwater 5, Loudon 2.
If you need home insurance, auto insurance, or life insurance, Loudon Farm Bureau agent Bart Watson is here to help. Loudon Farm Bureau, they're located right next to the co-op in Loudon at 2076 Wesley Highway, 458-2019. Go Redskins. This message from your hometown agent, Bart Watson, and the Loudon Farm Bureau.
Foothills Federal Credit Union will be having their annual Shred Day to celebrate Earth Day. That's at the Loudon branch on Thursday, April 22nd from 8:30 until 4 p.m. You don't have to be a member to participate. That's the Shred Day for Earth Day at Foothills Federal Credit Union, 956 Mulberry Street in Loudon.
Foothills Federal Credit Union, Lenore City, Loudon, and Sweetwater. Member NCUA.
You can watch live coverage of Loudon Redskin soccer with Marvin Fiesel. Find it at redskinradio.com. Just scroll down the page and look for the player box. Live coverage is made possible by Barnard Construction and insurance agent Nick Jones. Follow Loudon Redskin soccer throughout the season on redskinradio.com, a free service of 96.1 WLNT.
Redskins trail 5-2 here as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Baylor Dugan remains on the mound for the Sweetwater Wildcats. He'll face Mackenzie Lunsford, Braxton Roberts, and Braden Frey here in the fourth. Sweetwater got 1 in the first, 3 in the second, picked up 1 more in the top half here of the fourth. Redskins scored 1 in the second, 1 in the third. So Lunsford had the clean single and scored the first run. Will step in, facing Dugan. Sweetwater will play in on the corners defensively. That one's outside, ball 1 to Mackenzie Lunsford. Redskins with some work to do. Be patient, make him throw pitches and hit it when it's there. That breaking ball's outside. It's 2-0. Certainly don't want to help him.
No.
The count. Redskins trail 5-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. That one's upstairs. It's 3-0. And Scott, they all know if he gets on it first, he's not going to stop there. He's going to steal second just as quick as first chance he gets to get into scoring position.
Exactly.
Braxton Roberts on deck to follow Lunsford here. Dugan steps off. Asked the catcher to get the sign from the dugout. Lunsford taking all the way. That one's called strike one. He showed bunt with no intention whatsoever to try to get it down. 3-1 coming. There's a line shot into left field, right out the left fielder. 2 steps and out number 1. As he hit it on the nose right at Cade Carell. So with 1 out, the hitter will be Braxton Roberts. He's 0 for 1 against Dugan. On deck will be Braden Frey. Coach Watson will come out, have a conversation with his pitcher. Be joined by the catcher as well. Roberts looking for a hit to get something going here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Redskins run out of some time here as they trail 5-2.
Yeah, we need some hits and some runs.
Braden Frey on deck to follow Roberts here with 1 out. Coach Watson will leave Dugan on the mound here in the 4th inning with 1 out. First pitch to Roberts. Pops straight back and out of play. And it's 0-1 to Braxton Roberts. The 0-1 coming. Breaking ball called strike 2. That may have been his sharpest breaking ball of the night right there, Scott, here in the 4th inning.
That was pretty good.
Had a sharp edge to it. The 0-2. That one's outside, tried to overthrow just a bit. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Braxton Roberts. He got in the hole in his first at bat, 0-2. Worked it all the way back to a full count and then was unsuccessful in making contact. The 1-2 coming. That breaking ball misses, and it's 2-2. Appealed to the base umpire. He ruled he did not commit. Two with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Redskins trail Sweetwater 5-2. Pitch on the way. That one's outside. We'll go full once again. Same spot we were in earlier with Braxton versus Dugan. Wound up being the first out of inning number 2. Winding the toss. Stayed alive as he fouled that one into the wall.
Yeah, he waited on that breaking ball.
Looked like it hit about 8 inches above his hands. Trying to stay alive here, trying to get on the base pass with 1 out. Payoff pitch once again. Ground ball is short, high hop, throw in the dirt, can't come up with it, and Roberts will be the runner down at first. That'll bring Braden Frey to the plate. He's got one of the 3 hits of the Redskins as he had a single back in the 2nd inning. On deck will be Aiden Wilkerson, who came in as a defensive replacement into left field when Walker moved to the mound in place of Dawson Walker. So Frey will try to move things along with 1 out and runner at first in the person of Braxton Roberts. Short lead by Roberts. Throw over, not in time. Son again impacting throws to first.
Yeah.
As Ezel's looking right into it from any throw from the mound. To the stretch once again by Dugan. Throw over again, not in time. 5-2 your score. Sweetwater with the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Redskins with a runner at first and one out. In the person of Braxton Roberts. Braden Frey, the third baseman for Loudon, at the plate. He's 1 for 1. Pitch on the way. That one's upstairs and out, and it's 1-0 to Braden Frey. On deck, Aiden Wilkerson. To the stretch. The 1-0 coming. Popped up on the infield. Shortstop will camp out under it. That's Blaine Watson. And that'll be out number 2. And with 2 outs, the hitter will be Aiden Wilkerson, the left fielder, his first at bat of the evening. As he'll have to try to start a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the fourth. Wilkerson standing in from the right side. Roberts with a short lead down at first. 2 outs in the inning. Roberts on the move. Throw down, not in time. As Roberts gets into scoring position. Called strike 1 at the plate on Wilkerson. Rylan Watson, the catcher, on deck for the Redskins. If Wilkerson can keep the inning alive. Now he's got an RBI opportunity here with Roberts down at second. Time called. Wilkerson will get back in. Roberts with the lead at second. Dugan with the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses out, and it's even at 1-1. Rylan Watson on deck for the Redskins, given the opportunity here. Time called by Myers, the catcher. He'll go out and talk to Dugan with the runner on second. They got to make sure they're on the same page. Watson will give Wilkerson some words of wisdom at the plate. One the count, 2 outs, runner at second in the person of Braxton Roberts. Reached on an error and stole second. Aiden Wilkerson at the dish with the 1-1 count, trying to pick him up. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Maybe his second best pitch of the night right there.
Yeah. That's a good location.
Dugan trying to get out of the inning without giving up anything. And he's ahead of the hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got to believe he sees another one of them with a bend in it. Time called. Just got time called in time. The 1-2 with 2 outs. Now Dugan will step off. To the stretch. 1-2 coming. That one misses low and out. We'll go even at 2 apiece to Aiden Wilkerson. Two with 2 outs and a runner at second. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball drops in. Couldn't pull the trigger for out number 3. So the Redskins get a runner in the scoring position. Can't move him. After 4 complete, Sweetwater Wildcats 5, Loudon Redskins 2. We're coming back.
American Legion Post 120 is veterans serving our great community through sponsoring youth sports and continually helping veterans. If you're a veteran of any military branch, you're invited to come join them. Meetings are held the first Tuesday of every month at 6:30, and they're located at 10769 West Lee Highway in Loudon. American Legion Post 120, veterans still serving. Tire Pros, located at Ag Central in Loudon, has a state-of-the-art alignment machine. They offer oil changes, tire rotation, and balancing, including road force balancing. Tire Pros has a complete selection of tires, and they do repairs. Tire Pros, 2084 Wesley Highway in Loudon. Phone 458-2057.
The Big Red Car Wash is located just off Highway 72 in Loudon behind Capital Bank. Big Red has 5 regular bays and 1 super bay for washing boats, campers, and SUVs. Locally operated by Gabe, Daniel, and Ben Curtis. The Big Red Car Wash, Garden Machine Road in Loudon.
We move to the top of the 5th. Jackson Walker will work his 3rd inning on the mound for the Redskins. He will face Baylor Dugan, Landon Boyd, and Cade Carell here in the top of the 5th. Sweetwater leads 5-2. Redskins unable to pick up any runs in the bottom of the 4th. Leave a runner stranded at second. So Baylor Dugan, he's 0 for 2. He'll stand in facing Jackson Walker. He was the first hitter that Walker faced back in the 3rd inning. So he'll get his second look. Redskins defensively will play straight up. Frey will play 1 step off the grass down at 3rd. That one's on the outside edge, called strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. That one's low and in, and it's even at 1-1. Landon Boyd, the DH, on deck for Sweetwater. 1-1 pitch.
Yep.
Breaking ball. He committed, couldn't hold up, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. It didn't get back to the plate, but he couldn't hold up, Scott, as he tried to check up. And it's 1-2. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss for out number 1. With 1 out, the hitter will be Landon Boyd. He reached on an error and struck out back in the 3rd inning. So the Redskins trying to come up with another clean inning here and not fall any further behind. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Mr. Boyd had intentions of hitting that one a long way, and it's 0-1 on the swing. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss. He's living with the breaking ball right now. It's 0-2 to Landon Boyd. Cade Carell on deck. Left fielder for the Wildcats. Another breaking ball, 1-2-3. We'll throw it down to first to complete the out. And with 2 outs, the hitter will be Cade Carell. He reached on an error and scored a run in the 2nd and grounded to 3rd. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Sweetwater leads 5-2. Breaking ball just missed outside, and it's 1-0 to Cade Carell. Frey will play in on the grass at third as he slid the hand up showing bunt. Not sure he had any intentions. Did it again. Took that one, and it's even at 1-1. Gonna try to bunt for a hit, looked like there, Scott. 1-1 pitch with 2 outs.
Ooh.
That one missed low and out, I guess.
Wow.
2-1 to Cade Correll. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Somebody's looking for me. 2-2 the count with 2 outs.
Your car warranty's up.
Dadgummit, I meant to do that. 2-2 coming. Breaking ball goes full as it missed up and out. Tried to backdoor him with that one. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And that'll end the inning here in the 5th. After 4.5, Sweetwater 5, Loudon 2. Hurry back.
Brewster Services, located right across the street from Loudon High School, offers commercial lawn maintenance and installation, tree trimming and removal, as well as landscaping and installation. Locally owned and operated by Ken Brewster, Brewster Services. Phone 458-8887.
When you lose a loved one, McGill Click Funerals and Cremations provides understanding, guidance, and compassionate care. They have the experience to help you make affordable choices for your unique budget and needs. McGill Click for the most compassionate, affordable, and experienced care. 408-3001.
So the Amazon Echo or Alexa can do some pretty cool stuff, but what if you want to listen to your favorite radio station? Just use the real call letters like this. Alexa, on TuneIn, play WLNT.
Baylor Dugan will take the mound for the bottom of the 5th inning for the Sweetwater Wildcats. He will face Rylan Watson, Jacob Mead, and Matthew Mead, as he's got a 5-2 lead and has limited the Redskins to 3 hits. So the Redskins are going to have to generate some offense here. Watson batted back in the 2nd inning and hit a hard ground ball right back to the pitcher that Dugan made a tremendous stop. He's made a couple of tremendous stops on balls hit very hard right back at the mound. And so Watson will try to get things going here in the 5th inning as the Redskins are down to just 9 outs. And they trail 5-2. Watson, Jacob Mead, and Matthew Mead here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's outside. Ball 1. The 1-0 from Dugan to Watson. That one's wide of the mark, and it's 2-0. Jacob Mead on deck has one of the 3 Redskin hits and has scored run number 2 on the board. 2-0 coming.
Good hit.
Fly ball in the right center field. Nobody will get that one, as Watson's on his way to second with a stand-up double.
Attaboy.
And that body slam I gave him pregame has paid off. So Watson with a stand-up double to start things here in the 5th. He'll get a courtesy runner, and that'll be Trey Willis to run for Watson, as courtesy runners are part of the high school rules to catchers and pitchers. And runner is second and nobody out. The hitter will be Jacob Mead, the first baseman. He had a single, stole a base, scored a run, as Willis the runner from second. Nobody out. Wildcats will play in on the corners, looking for a possible bunt. On deck is brother Matthew Mead. That one's outside, ball one. Got to believe they're going to make him throw a lot of pitches as he's showing signs of searching, Scott.
Yeah, he looks like he's starting to run out of gas now, so I don't know what their plan B is.
So far, no action in the Wildcat bullpen. Pitch on the way. That one's up and in, and it's 2-0 to Jacob Mead. Top of the order, and Matthew Mead to follow here. Dugan to the stretch. Willis with the lead at second. That one's called strike one on the outside edge right at the knees, and it's 2-1. Middle infielders trying to hold Willis relatively close, so there's some holes opened up for Jacob here.
Good time for a wild pitch right here.
Third baseman in on the grass for Sweetwater. Willis will take the big secondary lead. Swing and a miss on the good breaking ball, and it's 2-2 to Jacob Mead. He's had 3 exceptional breaking balls, and that was his third one right there. He's been on all night, but he's had 3 that stood out above all. And that was one of them when he needed it. So 2-2 the count to Jacob Mead. Willis the runner at second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a little looper to second. Littleton will handle it for out number 1. And with 1 out, the hitter will be the top of the order in Matthew Mead. Matthews 0 for 2 as he grounded to second and grounded back to the pitcher on one of those hard hit balls. On deck will be Caden Dawkins. The Redskins will try to pick that runner up after the leadoff double by Watson. Willis on the run for him. Dugan to the stretch. Breaking ball stays up. It's 1-0. Dugan with his sign. Willis with his lead. Pitch on the way. There's a looper in the short right center field. Right fielder Kai Carell will go over and make out number 2. And with 2 outs, the hitter will be Caden Dawkins. He's grounded to first twice. So both times it's been 3 unassisted. So let's see if Caden can't break out right here. Be a good time with 2 outs to start a rally. On deck will be Jackson Walker. Sweetwater leads 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Time called. Dugan to the stretch. There's a line shot right over the shortstop. That'll get a run in as Willis was on the move with 2 outs, cut off. And Willis scores run number 3 on the RBI single by Dawkins. I knew he was due, Scott.
Yeah, that's a good hit.
So they're appealing Willis missing third base is what they're trying to do on the play. And the umpires have ruled safe. The field umpire is watching out there. This guy's behind the plate's the one that's watching the base runners touch the bags.
Yeah, home plate has the call.
And he ruled safe. So the RBI single by Dawkins becomes hit number 4 for the Redskins with 2 outs. And that'll bring Jackson Walker to the dish with Dawkins your runner at first. And they did not want to bring him to the plate with a runner on. The Wildcats didn't. Mackenzie Lunsford on deck. So let's see how they work Walker. That one's down low, ball one. He's grounded to second and grounded to first unassisted, so he's due for one as well, Scott.
Yeah.
It's time for these Redskin bats to break loose here, and why not with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Dugan to the stretch. Pitch on the way. That one hits him, and that'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs, and the hitter will be Mackenzie Lunsford. He's got a single, scored run number 1, and flew out to left field. So they're going to take their chances with Lunsford versus Walker, and now Coach Watson will make another trip to the mound, and he'll call the entire infield in. And got to believe this is just everybody settle down. I think he'll leave Dugan and try to get out of this jam versus Lunsford.
Yeah, I don't really know who he's got to go to.
Well, we don't know. But I think he's talking about just he's telling his infielders, find the easy bag on a ground ball. You got to play at any base. And Lunsford's trying to hit it in a gap somewhere and tie this thing up, as he's got good speed with Dawkins and Jackson Walker on at first and second, and him with good speed at the plate. And here in this 5th inning, they trail 5-3. This is the inning to try to tighten this thing up even closer, Scott, even with the 2 outs that we've been able to rally.
Yeah. Put some more runs on the board, you still got 7 outs.
Rylan Watson started the inning off with a stand-up double. Jacob Mead lined out to second. Matthew Mead flew out to right field. Dawkins had a single. Walker got hit by a pitch, and now Lunsford will try to extend the inning here with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Redskins trail 5-3. Lunsford 1 for 2 at the dish. So his third look at Baylor Dugan on the mound. He has shown good patience. That one's outside, skips away from the catcher, and both runners will get into scoring position. And now it gets even stickier for the defense. It's 1-0 to Mackenzie Lunsford. And when I talk about his patience, I'm talking about his assessment of the strike zone, Scott. Now they're going to walk him to pitch to Braxton Roberts. So with the runners moving up, they'll intentionally walk Lunsford to load him up. And they'll throw it to Braxton Roberts. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error, and has struggled in the field defensively. And so I think Coach Watson is using that psychology at the plate. So Dawkins, Walker, and Lunsford, your base runners. Breaking ball called, strike 1 to Braxton Roberts. His 4th good pitch of the night there.
His breaking ball's been on all night.
It's been sharp here in the 4th and the 5th inning. Props to him. Braden Frey on deck if Braxton can find a way to continue the inning here. Tying run down at second. There it is, line shot into right center field. It's down. 2 runs will score. Lunsford on his way to third. He'll make the short turn.
Yes.
And Braxton Roberts has tied this thing up with a 2 RBI single here in the 5th. We're all knotted up at 5-5.
Good hit.
Pitch on the outside half, and he just went with it, Scott, and drove it into right center field. And that's what you're supposed to do with it. So with 2 outs and runners on the corners, the hitter will be Braden Frey, the third baseman. He's 1 for 2, had a single back in the 2nd, popped up to the shortstop. So he'll try to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. Lunsford, your runner at third. Roberts, your runner at first. And got to believe he's on the move quickly, as they've not hesitated to run on this combination of pitcher-catcher. Short lead right now. Pitch on the way, breaking ball outside. Ball 1 to Braden Frey. Aiden Wilkerson scheduled on deck. behind Frey. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. Ivy, maybe. How about 8, huh? That one's outside as well, and it's 2-0. So they brought Will Irvin into the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter for Aiden Wilkerson. If indeed Frey can keep the inning going. Lunsford at third, Roberts down at first. 2-0 count. There's Roberts on the way. They'll fake the throw. Indifference. So Roberts gets into scoring position after the big 2 RBI single with 2 outs. And Frey's looking at a 3-0 count.
Sweetwater wasn't about to throw down with Lunsford on third.
And I'm sure the Sweetwater staff sees the pinch hitter in the on-deck circle, so that just opens up first base. And he misses outside to Frey. And so that'll bring to the dish Will Irvin, get his chance to keep the inning alive with 2 outs in a pinch hitter role, and he'll come up in a big situation. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, score tied 5-5. Lunsford, Roberts, Frey, your base runners for the Redskins. Will Irvin pinch hitting for Aiden Wilkerson. No pressure whatsoever, Scott.
No. Walk in the park right here.
So Will Irvin will get to see Baylor Dugan, who's gone the distance for Sweetwater. On deck will be Rylan Watson if Irvin can keep this 2-out rally going here in the 5th. All the damage been done with 2 outs, other than the leadoff double, who they picked up after 2 outs. Breaking ball called, strike 1. And I don't know if they'll show him anything straight, Scott.
I wouldn't think so, especially coming straight off the bench.
9th hitter of the inning for the Redskins here in the 5th. As Watson started the inning off. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss, and quickly Dugan is ahead of Irvin, 0-2. Here comes another sidewinder.
Yeah, not necessarily in the strike zone either.
No. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Irvin the hitter. That one's up and in. Another breaking ball, but it missed up and in. Good placement on the part of Dugan. And good eye by Will Irvin as he stands in, trying to put the Redskins in the lead. Any way you can here as the bases are full of Redskins. 1-2 the count, 2 outs.
Yep.
Dugan's wind and toss. That one's outside. Good stop on the part of Cody Myers.
Yeah.
That'll make the count 2-2. If that ball trickles away, you got Lunsford down at third that's just wanting to run so bad he can taste it.
Yeah.
So 2-2 the count, 2 outs, bases loaded, tie score 5-5. Winding the throw from Dugan. Called strike 3, couldn't pull the trigger, and the Redskins tie this thing up after 5 full. We're all tied, 5-5. Hurry back.
There is a difference. Oh, what a difference.
When you invest with us, you are helping the local economy. We keep your money working right here in our area. Our interest is local. Foothills Federal Credit Union, Lenore City, Loudon, and Sweetwater. Member NCUA.
There is a difference.
Wampler's Farm Sausage is whole hog sausage, containing all the choice cuts of hams, loins, shoulders, and tenderloins. Every patty is lean, tender, and juicy with flavor, cooked with a time-proven method to ensure the best flavor possible. Wampler's Farm Sausage, made right here in Loudon County. It's good eating.
When bad weather hits the area, I know where to turn my radio. 96.1 WLNT.
WLNT LP Loudon. WLNULP Lenore City.
96.1 WLNT, Loudon's hometown station.
to the top of the sixth, all tied up 5-5. Jackson Walker on the mound for the Redskins as he'll work his fourth inning of relief. As we'll have Will Irvin will stay in left field for Wilkerson defensively. Coach Lambert making sure the umpire has the changes, and
Dawson
now,
Walker at first.
Now he'll retreat back from left field. So Irvin will come back out. Braden Frey will go from third to left field. The first baseman, Jacob Mead, will come across to third, and Dawson Walker will re-enter the game. He started out as the pitcher, and he'll re-enter over at first base defensively. So Dawson Walker re-enters at first base. Frey will move to left field. Jacob Mead moves from first to third. And Jackson Walker will face Kai Carell, the right fielder. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and scored a couple of runs. Ground ball to short. And he'll be on with the error. And the Wildcats had the first runner on here in the top of the sixth. That'll bring the catcher, Cody Myers,
Now batting for Sweetwater, catcher.
with a runner at first. He reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run, and struck out. Throw over, not in time. Got away from Dawson Walker. Backing up the ball was Caden Dawkins as Walker got tied up with the base runner, and Dawkins able to get to it before any chance to advance. He just does his job, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big save right there. Cody Myers showing bunt. That one trickles away from Watson, and the runner will get to second anyway. And it'll be 1-0 to Cody Myers. So we tie the game up, and then we proceed to dig ourselves a hole. Runner at second, nobody out. Kai Carell, the runner, reached on an error, moved to second on the pass ball. Myers at the dish with a 1-0 count. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Jace Upton. Throw to second, nobody's there.
Come on, guys.
As Lunsford fields the throw to second out in center field, no chance for Carell to advance. Somebody missed a signal somewhere. Walker will play in on the grass at first. Jacob Mead at third will play even with the bag. Showing the bunt, fouled it off, and it's 1-1 to Cody Myers. Got to believe he'll attempt to bunt till he can attempt no more. 1-1 to count, nobody out, runner at second, top of the sixth, 5-5 your score. Walker rubbing up the baseball as he prepares to make the next pitch. Carell with the lead at second, short lead, I might add. Roberts trying to hold. Pop that one off the bunt attempt right straight back into the net, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cody Myers. Jace Upton on deck. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth in a 5-5 game. Swing and a miss. Watson will have to throw it to first. We can't complete the throw to first as it was low, and Dawson Walker can't hang on to it, so the runner will advance to third on the throw. So that was a K with the runner advancing. And the Wildcats will have runners at first and third. When you don't handle a third strike cleanly, you have to throw it down to first, and we rushed the throw and didn't complete it. And so Sweetwater will have runners on the corners with nobody out. The top of the order and Jace Upton, and the infield having a team meeting on the mound. That way everybody will know what they're going to do in the event that Myers takes off at first. So Kai Carell, your runner at third. Cody Myers down at first. Second error of the inning. Jacob Meade will play one step off the grass at third. Dawson Walker will hold the runner at first. Lefty versus lefty as Jackson Walker facing left-handed hitting Jace Upton. Time called. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 to Jace Upton. Ty Ezel on deck for Sweetwater. The 0-1 coming. There's a line shot into center field. One run will score. And Upton will have his first hit of the night on the RBI single. And the Wildcats take the lead back 6-5 with runners at first and second. And nobody out. Ty Ezel will stand in. He drew a walk, hit by a pitch, and drew another walk, so he's not had an official at bat. He'll stand in from the left side as well. He'll show bunt and take that one called strike one on the breaking ball. Redskins just looking for an out here in the top of the sixth.
Seem to be a little confused out there.
We don't know the defensive call, and everybody don't know what it is, so he asked the second baseman, and he told him because he didn't know. Redskins will play in on the corners. Swinging away here and takes outside ball one. It's 1-1 to Ty Ezel. Not sure where that one missed.
No.
Myers, your runner at second. Upton down at first. Breaking ball's in there for called strike two to Ezel, and it's 1-2 strikes. One run is in as Sweetwater took the lead back 6-5. Nobody out. Another breaking ball's got a piece of it. Stay alive. Levi Presley on deck for Sweetwater.
Come on, let's get him here.
The 1-2. That one's up and in, and it's 2-2. To Ty Ezel.
Squeak.
Drew 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Runners on the move.
Swing and a miss.
Struck out at the plate, slid in ahead of the throw at third as he had the double steal on. And so that'll be the first out of the inning. And with one out and runners at second and third, Levi Presley will stand in. He drew a walk, had a sacrifice fly, and struck out. So the infield will come in for the Redskins once again with runners at second and third and one out. Breaking ball misses inside, ball one.
He's not eased up at all, has he?
No. Myers, your runner at third. Upton down at second. That one's inside as well. It's 2-0 to Levi Presley. Coming. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. One out, runners at second and third. Wildcats lead 6-5, trying to pick up some more here in the top of the sixth. It's down low, it's 3-1. Infield in on the grass all the way around. 3-1 pitch. Miss low, and the Wildcats will load the bases once again.
Now batting second baseman Ryan.
And that'll bring Ryan Littleton. He flew out to left field, struck out, and popped up to the pitcher. He'll stand in with the bases jammed and one out here in the top of the sixth. 6-5 lead for Sweetwater. Trying to break it open here in the top of the sixth. Redskin infield will stay in on the grass, trying to cut a run down at the plate.
And they hit him.
And that hit him and will force in a run to make it 7-5. Everybody will advance 90 feet on the hit batsmen.
Now batting pitcher Raleigh Dugan.
That'll bring Baylor Dugan into the plate. Upton, Presley, Littleton, your runners. Dugan, the hitter. He's 0 for 3. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to Baylor Dugan.
Sweetwater still can do a lot of damage in this inning.
Scored 2 thus far to lead 7-5. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss. Quickly ahead of Dugan, 0-2. Landon Boyd, the DH, on deck for Sweetwater. Bases jammed. Upton, Presley, and Littleton, your base runners. Dugan at the plate with an 0-2 count and one out. That one pulled foul into the net. He'll stay alive. Need another strikeout right here, or a ground ball double play would be even better. Pitch on the way. Backdoored him. Strike 3 for out number 2. And with 2 outs, the hitter would be Landon Boyd. He reached on an error and has struck out twice. The Redskins need to minimize the damage here and get out of this inning. They'll stay in on the corner at third and back off everywhere else, as they've got a force everywhere. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball there, and it's 0-1 to Landon Boyd. 8th hitter of the inning for the Wildcats. They lead 7-5 after the Redskins tied it up in the bottom of the 5th, 5-5. And they've got the bases loaded with 2 outs. That one tried to backdoor there and didn't get back to the dish, and it's 1-1. Two outs, bases loaded, top of the 6th. Boyd versus Jackson Walker on the mound. The 1-1 coming. Swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Redskins 1 strike away from getting out of this jam and not falling any further behind. 1-2 with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. That one missed low and out, and it's 2-2. We got somebody trying to help the hitter.
Yeah.
Two with 2 outs. Boyd versus Walker. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And the Redskins avoid any further damage. The Wildcats do pick up a couple after 5.5. Sweetwater 7, Loudon 5.
The moments we spend with family and friends are precious. And when you're having a stroke, every moment counts. Fort Loudon Medical Center is an advanced primary stroke center, which means our emergency room provides life-saving treatment for stroke when seconds matter the most. And we are part of Covenant Health, our region's only stroke hospital network. You can learn more at fortloudon.com and make your minutes count.
Paula and all the hairstylists at the Hair Barn say, go Redskins. The Hair Barn serves men, women, and children, open Tuesday through Friday. Paula appreciates appointments, but walk-ins are welcome. The Hair Barn, 316 Grove Street in Loudon, phone 458-5949. Whether you need a new system or if your current system needs repairs, Jeff and Rick Green and the staff at Green Heat and Air in Loudon are ready to help. They've been serving Loudon and surrounding counties since 1985. Financing is available, plus all work is licensed and insured. Green Heat and Air, phone 458-6718.
We move to the bottom of the 6th, and Scott, the first thing I need to do is apologize. All night long, I've had Baylor Dugan on the mound when indeed it's been Briley Dugan. So props to him, and my apologies as he's pitched an outstanding game. But here in the bottom of the 6th, his brother, the real Baylor Dugan, will come on in relief of his brother. And so the first 3 Redskins he'll face will be Rylan Watson, Jacob Meade, and Matthew Meade, as Baylor Dugan will come on in relief of Briley Dugan. And my apologies to the entire Dugan clan, as I had the wrong Dugan on the mound for the first 5 innings. I hadn't seen them since they were small kids.
Yeah.
And missing a whole season last year, it really gets away from an old man like me.
And they look alike.
And I'm sure I'll hear it from Barry.
No.
No?
No.
So Rylan Watson to face Baylor Dugan on in relief of his brother Briley Dugan. Redskins trail 7-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. That one's off the plate, ball 1. Watson with a stand-up double to start the 5th inning off. Later scored a run. He's 1 for 2. Hit the ball hard back in the 2nd inning, right back to the pitcher. There's one down third baseline. Backhanded strong throw in time.
Good play.
Excellent play on the corner by Levi Presley for out number 1.
Now back to Redskins, number 8, Jacob Meade.
And with 1 out, the hitter will be Jacob Meade. He's 1 for 2. Had a single, scored a run back in the 3rd inning. On deck will be Matthew Meade, the top of the order. That one's outside, ball 1 to Jacob Meade. Redskins just looking for some base runners here. Trail 7-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. They're down to 5 outs. That one's upstairs, and it's 2-0 to Jacob Meade. Presley will play in on the grass at third. 2-0 pitch coming. Now he'll back off. That one's inside. And it's 3-0. That one almost hit his bat sticking up
right in the back
over his head. So Jacob Mead with the 3-0. Matthew Mead waiting his opportunity next with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. That one's on the edge for called strike one. There's a fly ball to short right field going over his right fielder. Can't come up with it as it trickles away, and on his way to second ahead of the throw is Jacob Mead. So a little Texas leaguer gets him down to second with one out. Kai Carell made a valiant effort out in right field as he got to it, but just couldn't hang on to it as he rolled over with it. And with one out and one on, it'll be Matthew Mead, the leadoff hitter.
I give him props. That's a great effort.
Yes.
He just couldn't hold
Thought
on
he was
to it.
going to hold on to it.
Yeah.
The play being in front of him, quick as Jacob recognized that it had rolled away, he was on his way to second. So Matthew 0-4 Tuesday night, looking for his first hit with one out and his brother down at second. On deck will be Caden Dawkins. So Matt at the dish, trying to trade places with Jacob, his brother. One out in the inning. Breaking ball called strike one from Baylor Dugan. His brother Briley Dugan worked the first five. He's now the shortstop for the Wildcats. 0-1 the count. Runner second, one out. Ground ball up the middle. That'll hold as the center fielder upped and got in quickly to hold the runners at first and third. So back-to-back hits on the part of the Mead brothers. And the Redskins will have runners on the corners with one out, and the hitter will be Caden Dawkins. He's 1 for 3, had a single back in the fifth, scored a run. As he'll try to keep this inning going with one out. So Jacob Mead, your runner at third. Matthew Mead, the runner down at first. Caden Dawkins at the dish with Jackson Walker in the on-deck circle. Wildcats playing straight up defensively all the way around, other than trying to hold Matthew down at first, but I got to believe he's on the move pretty quickly. And he is with the first pitch. There's a foul and out of play by Caden Dawkins, and it's 0-1 to Caden Dawkins. Looking to drive that one down in the right field corner.
Good idea. He's got plenty of room down there.
Mead, I got to believe, will be on the move again, trying to get down to second. Time called. I don't know that he granted it. So the runner got down to second. So he didn't grant it, and he missed upstairs, so it's 1-1 to Caden Dawkins. He asked for time, and the umpire did not grant it, and he missed with his pitch, and the runner stole second. Indifference once again. 1-1 the count to Dawkins with runners at second and third, and one out. Pitch on the way. That one's fisted down into foul territory. No play on it, and it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes to Caden Dawkins. Watson grounded to third. Jacob Mead had a double down the right field line. Matthew Mead followed with a single up the middle. Dawkins at the dish with a 2-2 count. One out in the inning. tying run down at second here in the bottom of the sixth. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Runner tried to score from third. The ball came loose, so everybody will be safe.
Out of the way, he knocked his glove off. That's good.
As Jacob Meade slid in head first to the plate, they had him out because the pitcher, Baylor Dugan, made a tremendous play off the mound to the second base side, recognized that the runner was going on contact, made the throw, and on the slide at the plate, the ball came loose, and the run will score for Jacob Meade. That makes it 7-6. Matthew Meade will be at third, and on the play, Caden Dawkins gets all the way down to second base on the fielder's choice. So Matthew Meade, the runner, at third. Caden Dawkins down at second. Jackson Walker standing in. 1 out in the inning. Redskins trail 7-6. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at second. Dangerous hitter at the plate. And another dangerous hitter in the on-deck circle in Mackenzie Lunsford. So let's see how Sweetwater
do they put him on?
Plays it. Infield will play in all the way around. That improves the chances. That one's outside. Ball 1 to Jackson Walker. He's 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 5th inning. That one's outside and gets away from the catcher, and here comes the other Meade, and this game's all tied up. So both Meades score at the plate on a sliding attempt as it trickled away from the catcher far enough, and Matthew read it and come roaring in ahead of the throw. And it's now 7-7 here in the 6th. The runner at third is Caden Dawkins. The hitter is Jackson Walker. It's 2-0. The infield remains in with 1 out and a runner at third. That one finds the outside edge.
Golly,
and it's 2-1. He couldn't have reached that one with a 37-inch bat. But anyway. 2-1 to count, 1 out, runner at third. Score tied 7-7. Had a little looper in the short left field, and that's going to be down. Dawkins stumbled at third. The left fielder misplayed the ball, and Walker slides into second ahead of the Texas Leaguer, and the Redskins retake the lead at 8-7. And truly, that was a Texas Leaguer there, Scott, as he hit it inside out. The infield was all in on the grass. He didn't get 12 foot into the outfield grass. No chance for the left fielder to come and get it. And he gets an RBI on the single and an error to get to second, as the left fielder couldn't find the handle on it. And the Redskins take the 8-7 lead here in the bottom of the 6th.
Got a pitching change.
And so the Wildcats will make a pitching change.
Number 20.
And that's number 20. Let's see who that is. That is Dalen Gibby will come in off the bench. And so let's take a short break. Redskins with a 8-7 lead, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back.
Loudon Pediatric Clinic congratulates Dr. Bud Geider on his retirement after 40 years of private practice. In September, Kendall Memory, a certified pediatric nurse practitioner, will join Loudon Pediatric Clinic. Go Redskins! This message from Loudon Pediatric Clinic, 616 Warren Avenue in Loudon, 458-5666.
James R. Thomason, Certified Public Accountant, is a proud supporter of Loudon High School athletics and academics. Mr. Thomason has been providing CPA services in Loudon County since 1991. James R. Thomason, Certified Public Accountant. Phone 458-6872.
Loudon City Councilman Johnny James is proud to support the Loudon Redskins in the classroom or on the football field. Go Redskins! From Loudon City Councilman Johnny James.
Lots of activity here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Redskins have scored 3 to regain the lead by a score of 8-7. They have one out, and Jackson Walker is down at second after the Texas League single, and he advanced to second on the air by the left fielder. And that brought Mackenzie Lunsford. He has been intentionally walked, so the Redskins will have runners at first and second with one out and an 8-7 lead. And the Wildcats will bring on third pitcher of the night, and that'll be Dalen Gibby, as he'll come on in relief for the Wildcats. And Scott, the wheels continue to turn here.
Yeah, they're both teams are trying to make this game interesting.
So Dalen Gibby, right-hander, in to face Braxton Roberts. Braxton had the big single back in the fifth inning. Jackson Walker, your runner at second. Mackenzie Lunsford, the runner at first. Roberts calls time to disrupt the pitcher, Dalen Gibby. Redskins lead 8-7 here in the bottom of the sixth. One out, runners at first and second. Throw behind the runner to run Walker back to the bag. On deck behind Roberts, will be Braden Frey. Runners with their lead. Pitch to the plate. Pop that up in short right center fielder. Runners will have to retreat. Center fielder comes in, and the runners retreat to first and second for the second out of the inning. So with two outs, the hitter will be Braden Frey. He had a single, popped up to short and drew a walk. Redskins with an 8-7 lead here in the bottom of the sixth, and two outs and runners at first and second. And Frey will try to pick up some insurance here. Throw to second, not in time, as they're trying to keep him as close as possible so they don't add to this 8-7 lead. Trey Willis in the on-deck circle to possibly hit next. Ground ball to second. Littleton over on to first in time, and that'll end the Redskin half of the sixth. After 6 full innings, our Loudon Redskins 8, the Sweetwater Wildcats 7. We're down to 1 inning. Stay with us.
This portion of programming is made possible by Loudon Church of Christ. The entire congregation of Loudon Church of Christ invites you to join them for Sunday school with classes for all ages, Sunday morning at 10 a.m., Sunday morning worship at 11 a.m., Sunday evening worship at 6 p.m., and Wednesday evening Bible study with classes for all ages at 7 p.m. Loudon Church of Christ, 706 Ward Avenue in Loudon. Phone 458-5043.
Loudon Funeral Home and Cremations is proud to be veteran and family owned and operated. Founded in 1983, they're proud to continue the commitment of being large enough to serve you, yet small enough to care. They're there to help you celebrate the life and traditions of your loved one with the utmost respect and compassion. Loudon Funeral Home and Cremations, 2048 Mulberry Street in Loudon. Phone 458-6441. This broadcast is made possible by Loudon County School Board member Scott Newman. Go Redskins! This message from Scott Newman, a proud Redskin supporter.
We move to the top of the seventh and final inning. Short of any extra innings, first 3 Wildcats. Cade Carell, Kai Carell, Cody Myers to face left-hander Jackson Walker. He came on in relief of Dawson Walker back in the 3rd inning, so he'll work his 5th inning on the mound. Freshman left-hander has minimized the Wildcats to 3 runs, 2 hits and 3 runs here in the second half of this game. And so Redskin defensively will be Jacob Mead at third, Matthew Mead at second. Braxton Roberts will move over to second base, and the first baseman will be Dawson Walker, who reinserted defensively. Rylan Watson will be behind the dish. Your outfield will be Braden Frey, Mackenzie Lunsford, and Caden Dawkins, as the Redskins, with a one-run lead, looking for 3 outs here in the top of the 7th. Cade Carell reached on an error back in the 2nd, scored a run, grounded to 3rd, and was a strikeout victim in the 5th. So the Redskins looking for 3 outs here with a one-run lead and not have to use their final at bat. Carell, and Myers. That one's a bit high, ball 1. Jacob Mead will play on the edge of the grass at third. The 1-0 coming. That one misses low, and it's 2-0.
Oh, just throw strikes.
Kai Carell on deck has been the hot bat, as he's got 2 singles and reached on an error and scored 3 of the 7 runs for Sweetwater. That one's in there for called strike 1. It's 2-1 to Cade Carell. Left fielder, right-handed hitting. Two 2-1 coming. That one finds the outside edge. We're even at 2-2 to Cade Carell. Two-two pitch from Walker to Carell. Just missed upstairs. It's 3-2. Brought the breaking ball from the backside, and it stayed up. Payoff pitch to happen right here. On the way. Fastball swing and a miss for out number 1. And with 1 out, the hitter will be Kai Carell.
Now batting right fielder Kai.
He had a single in the 2nd, scored a run. Single in the 4th, scored a run. Reached on an error and scored a run in the 6th. So he's been the one that we need to find a way to get him out here in this 7th inning. Cody Myers on deck for Sweetwater. Breaking ball misses low. Ball 1 to Kai Carell. The 1-0. That one finds the outside edge to even things at 1 apiece. Redskins playing straight up defensively all the way around. The 1-1 with 1 out. That one's on that same edge, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kai Carell. The 1-2 coming. That one's fouled back into the net, and we'll do it again. Stayed alive with that swing.
Let's get him here. Let's go.
One-two once again with 1 out. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for out number 2. And the Redskins have the Wildcats down to their last out. And that'll be Cody Myers, the catcher. He reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run, struck out, reached on a strikeout and a throwing error, and scored a 2nd run. So he scored a couple of the 7 runs for the Wildcats. Jackson Walker trying to end it right here. Jacob Mead will play in on the corner at 3rd. Everybody else will play straight up. Walker misses up and out. Ball 1 to Cody Myers. Got to make him swing the stick right here, as this big district game is winding down. That one's called strike one to even up at 1-1. Dawson Walker worked the first 2 innings. Jackson Walker has worked the last 5. The 1-1. Ground ball to second. On to Roberts to first. And Dawson Walker makes the pickup, and the Redskins come from behind to take this district game by a score of 8-7. And it wasn't the prettiest we've ever seen, Scott.
No.
But indeed, the Redskins almost assure themselves of a first-place finish in district action, as they'll finish up the district play later in the season with home and away with McMinn Central. But it was a hard-fought battle that ironic that they hit it to second for the last out of the game. But nonetheless, the Redskins are victorious by a score of 8-7. Let's get in a break and get some totals, and we'll talk to some players and coaches. You're listening to Live Redskin Action.
Whoops. Is something missing from this broadcast? Your business message could be heard by thousands of listeners during WLNT's live coverage of Loudon Redskins sports. You get coverage on our worldwide webcast at redskinradio.com and on 96.1 FM WLNT. To have your business message heard during these broadcasts, contact our office anytime, 24 hours a day at 865-458-9563. That's 458-9563.
Loudon Utilities supports Loudon High School and since 1939 has been servicing the Loudon area with electricity, natural gas, water, and sewer services. Loudon Utilities also offers an equal payment plan and has several options available for TVA heat pump loans. Loudon Utilities, 458-2091. Proud of our past services and striving to improve future services.
Loudon United Methodist Church is proud to support Redskin athletics and academics. You're invited to the early Sunday service at 8:45, Sunday school at 10 a.m., or morning worship at 11 a.m. Loudon United Methodist Church is located at 509 Mulberry Street. Phone 458-3164 or online at loudonumc.org.
This is Jeff Trout from Loudon West End Florist and Gifts. Whatever your floral needs, our dedicated staff is here to help. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday from 8:30 to 1, and anytime by appointment.
Loudon West End Florist and Gifts, located next to Loudon Funeral Home. Phone 458-4616 or online at loudonwestendflorist.com.
This broadcast is made possible by Loudon County School Board member Kenny Ridings. Go Redskins! This message from Kenny Ridings, a proud Redskin supporter. This broadcast is made possible by Loudon City Council member Tim Dixon. Go Redskins! This message from Tim Dixon, a proud Redskin supporter.
This broadcast is made possible by Brennan Properties, proud to provide quality housing right here in Loudon. Brennan Properties supports Loudon Redskin athletics and academics.
This broadcast is made possible by Hauser's Lawn Care, locally owned and operated by Benny and Hayden Hauser. Free estimates are available and they're insured. Go Redskins! This message from Hauser's Lawn Care. Phone 423-836-0827.
If you need home insurance, auto insurance, or life insurance, Loudon Farm Bureau agent Bart Watson is here to help. Loudon Farm Bureau, they're located right next to the co-op in Loudon at 2076 Wesley Highway, 458-2019. Go Redskins! This message from your hometown agent, Bart Watson, and the Loudon Farm Bureau.
Foothills Federal Credit Union will be having their annual Shred Day to celebrate Earth Day. That's at the Loudon branch on Thursday, April 22nd from 8:30 until 4 p.m. You don't have to be a member to participate. That's the Shred Day for Earth Day at Foothills Federal Credit Union, 956 Mulberry Street in Loudon.
Foothills Federal Credit Union, Lenore City, Loudon, and Sweetwater. Member